Okay, I'm back. Didn't get the chance to do week 2, so we're doing week 2 and week 3 of The Artist's Way. Reflections in one sitting. I did reflect on it on my own. I feel like I'm always kind of reflecting on how this journey is feeling to me internally, but I didn't get the chance to make a video. I've been so busy, very busy. So, where am I? Week 2 was very much about working on or observing whether your skepticism toward the whole process and just maybe toward the idea that something, a higher power is supporting you in your journey. Just observing whether that kind of wall comes down a bit. And week 2, it absolutely came down for me. Like, the past 2 weeks have actually been insanely transformative. I haven't really been... My relationship with spirituality has kind of been changing, and it's changed over time. And I spent quite a few years like just feeling really weird about it. So this was the first time I really let myself open up to it again in quite a while. And yeah, I've genuinely never felt better. Like, I've never felt more supported. And I literally said to the universe, I was like, you know where I'm at with you. If I'm gonna let some of the skepticism, die down and come down, you're gonna have to make whatever sign I need to have a little bit of trust in you blatantly fucking obvious. Like, I will not be able to miss it. And the people that I met, the person that I met that day, and the discussion that I had with that person, they know who they are that day, was insane. Like, immediately I was just like, oh, they really did that. They really delivered. I said make it blatantly obvious, and they were like, hold on, just give me a fucking minute. So from that moment on, I kind of just was like, oh, okay, like, I'm gonna try. And I guess it just felt like a kid choosing to trust. I don't know, like, it felt like just letting go of any kind of control and going, okay, like, if I choose to let this in, I'm gonna choose to let it in, even if I feel unsure. And just the more I've let it in, the more I've kind of prayed and put intentions out there to feel supported and stuff like that, the more I have felt, the more trust I've built in the support system, in the universe, and in myself as well, and trust in myself. And week 2 really helped me bring down skepticism a lot. Like, it really worked. There were some tasks where Julie was telling me to read the basic principles. She's got a list of the 10 basic principles for creativity, and to read it every morning and every evening, and I did. Some of them, because of her wording, I was like, I can't process what you're trying to say. Like, I think I understand, but I'm struggling with the wording. And then some of them, like, I was like, oh yeah, I totally agree with that. And yeah, my skepticism, it totally changed during week 2, so that was super cool. It was also talking about just boundaries and like where your boundaries lie with kind of sharing your process and certain things to do with your creativity with the people around you. So I kind of had to think about that and consider that. And that's something that's kind of been changing, and I've been considering I think in a way I didn't think I was going to. Like, I don't know, I think originally I thought, oh, I need to keep people away from the process. But I think that if you don't invite people in and see if they're actually able to meet you in your process to do with creativity, you'll never actually know who to keep in your process and who to just, you know, temporarily kind of keep out of the process. So I feel like my friendships got closer, which was really cool. I had some really cool moments, like, and it came through difficult conversations, which, you know, I feel like as humans we're like, oh no, difficult conversations, or we're like, oh no, conflict, that's fucking not good. But like, it was the best. Like, I could almost say I had conflict with a smile on my face, because I feel like it really does bring you closer if both people, in whatever relationship you're in, like platonic or romantic, both people are willing to meet each other. We know that it deepens your bond with each other, and I just feel like I was able to communicate certain things in my friendships over the past few weeks that allowed me to be met, rather than pushing people out and just assuming people wouldn't understand. You actually don't know if you don't let people in, and I think I recognized that within myself. I was like, oh, I can sit here and people and say, oh, these people don't get me, or I don't feel understood, or I don't feel seen, or whatever. But if I am not, you know, telling them how I feel, and if I'm not sharing and saying, hey, this actually means a lot more than maybe I'm expressing to you that this means, can we sit down and talk about it? You're never gonna know, and you are gonna continue to sit back and feel unseen and wonder why. But yeah, I recognize that I played a part in that as well. So I learned that over the past few weeks, and that has made my connections with some people grow and deepen, and I feel really grateful for that, and I feel really seen. And yeah, I think I realized it didn't need to be that fucking hard. And some of it was my own, me getting in my own way. And yeah, so that is kind of what week 2 became for me. Let me have a look at what else I want to talk with you about in week 2. Oh, that's week. Okay, week 2. Oh, we returned to our imaginary lives, so I added some things onto my imaginary lives, and that was, I can't remember what I put on. I should have brought my journal out. Let me get my journal. Okay. Yeah, because I listed a few things. It asked me to list things that I enjoyed doing, like 20 things I enjoyed doing in the last time that I did those things. So there was a few things that I do every day. But then there's a few things that I hadn't done in like years or like months, and Julia said these are good ideas for my artist date. I did my artist date last week as well. And that was good. That was nice. It was wholesome. Pretty chill. It's just nice to spend time with myself. Like, I went to a proper restaurant. Well, it was Pancakes on the Rocks, but it is kind of a restaurant. It's not a cafe. And I just sat there with myself and I had some pancakes on the rocks. It's very millennial, that place. It always makes me laugh. But yeah, it was just nice to spend quality time with myself. and this week I'm gonna do my artist day as well. I'm doing it tomorrow. The weekends kind of work better for me with artist dates. Okay, where are we? So yeah, I listed the 20 things that I enjoy and I'm taking them on board. There was a list of like saying things that I would like to do, and I didn't do that thing because I did something else in replacement of that thing. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that thing. But overall, I think that a lot of the tasks were to do with reflecting on like your self-care, what you're giving to yourself, what you're giving to others, what you could give to yourself more of things that you genuinely enjoy doing, versus things that you genuinely don't enjoy doing but you're doing anyway, or you're forced to do, where you can make more time for yourself. We did go back to the affirmations as well, which in week 1 I didn't understand it, and I still don't really understand it, but I've chosen to just do it the way I want to do it. So I did take the affirmations on board, and for any like the blurts that Julie was talking about, like that voice in your head that kind of tells you, you know, you're not good enough, or like just has shit things to say about you, there's an affirmation that comes out of that to kind of counter to respond to the blur in a way where it's like affirmative rather than feeding the insecurity or the blur. So I did that, and that felt really good. Yeah, I think that's that for week 2. There is a little bit of week 3-ness in that, but yeah, week 2 was like a really big turnaround, and I was really, really happy. I did also recognize as well, though, forgot about that. In week 2, I had a lot of like, because I feel like this has become an unraveling journey that I can't stop or control. Like, I can do what I'm doing, and right now I can do the best to my ability, but you know, obviously as humans, uncertainty and kind of not knowing but feeling like things are changing can be like really uncomfortable. And I've noticed that there's a real discomfort in like not having full control of the journey, even though that is literally life. So I noticed that in week 2, I kind of felt like I was going a little bit fucking crazy. But I think it's just a constant state of releasing the grip that my hand has on life. You know? Like, any time that I feel like I am squeezing the life out of life, learning to kind of breathe and let go and learn self-trust, or do the thing and figure out what will happen later, and not letting it stop me from making any decisions, which, to be fair, I haven't been doing. I think it's more so an internal battle rather than an action issue. So yeah, that's something I became more conscious of in week 2. Okay, week 3. Okay, so week 3, I felt like I didn't get any of the tasks done. I actually think I might do some today, because technically it is the last day of week 3, but I was only able to do the necessities, the morning pages, and tomorrow I will do my my artist day. So that was hard because I've been really busy, but it's not been something I'm super worried about, because I'm busy doing things that I really, really love doing. Outside of my working hours, I'm really focusing on working on music and the things that I love, and I've kind of come up with a routine for myself in the morning that works well for me and kind of sets me up for intentionally good and self-nourishing morning, and that's great. So it just feels like my week is really full and I haven't really had much time to do any tasks. This week actually, I think this week she's talking about open-mindedness again. She's like, oh, continue to find like where, you know, you might ask for something. I think that's what she says. You might ask for something. Yeah, synchronicities. Saying like answered prayers can be scary. And just talking about how people can kind of self-sabotage when the universe hands them a gift or gives them something that they've been asking for. They're like, oh, no. Or like, no, that's just too good to be true, blah, blah, blah. So she was talking about how to just find, how to find those kind of synchronicities in your life and just believe them and be open to them. I almost feel like I need to read this again. Yeah, that's pretty much a lot of what she was talking about, how that can get in the way of your own success, like your lack of belief in yourself, your lack of belief in the universe and that it's supporting you. And yeah, it talks about shame as well. Which I feel like I was just reflecting today, this morning, and I was thinking about how I feel like I'm owning my voice so much more. Even just in these past like few days, and the more I share my thoughts and my feelings and my dreams with the people that I care about, the more confident I feel, the more supported I feel, and the less afraid I am to share it like with other people. One of my affirmations that I spent time on in week 2 was my presence is important and needed in the world, because one of my blurts or my issues, I don't like that word, but one of my like the thing I was struggling with was this voice in my head saying, like, I think it was very loud in like week 1, going, who are you to want what you want? Like, who are you to believe that you can do this? Like, everyone wants shit like this. Like, who are you? Like, why the fuck do you think people want to hear what you have to say? Why do you think people want to blah, 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 blah? It was horrible. It was really loud, and especially in week 1, so much of that voice was like very active. And so I spent time in week 2 writing that out, reading that out when I had the chance. And I feel like when I speak to people, when I show up and I share my perspectives now, I'm sharing with people that I feel like are meeting me, and it's just allowing me to have even more confidence and feel less alone in my own thoughts and feelings and perspectives. And it does make me feel like I have value. What I have to say has value. And I do believe that. And I feel like the more I share it, the more I feel like I'm giving myself the opportunity to find my people that can meet me there as well, with my perspectives and my feelings and some of my goals and my dreams in my life. So that was something that I just reflected on this morning, and that it's became more apparent even this week. Like things are moving at a fucking fast pace because I am meeting life where it needs me to meet it. It's like if you walk to the door, it will open for you. If you walk through it, you'll find another one, you know? And that's what I feel like I'm doing. So it's like, okay, you want another door? Okay, here's another door. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I just keep walking and walking and walking and walking. And it's just insane. Like, it just feels otherworldly at this point. And this week, that is the week that I spent really being honest in some of my connections with people, which showed me a different side of myself and other people, and made me feel a new level of like welcome and known. And I think that has really helped with my confidence as well, even just this week. So I'm excited to see how that evolves. Very excited. Okay, let me have a look at the reflections part. So there are tasks that I want to do, and I'm probably going to do them today, but things like describe your childhood room. And I had quite a few childhood rooms growing up, but I have one in mind and I love it. And it's asking you to reflect on what's your favorite thing about your room right now. What's your favorite thing about your childhood room? And I kind of love that. It's talking about a lot of like child stuff. Yeah, no, I'm keen. So I'm going to do a few of those today. I'm going to answer the chicken questions. How many days did I do my morning pages? Every motherfucking day. There were a few days where I didn't want to do it anymore. There was a few days where I woke up and I was like, but I did do it. I was like, no, I'm doing this because it's my habit and I will feel like shit if I stop. Yeah, morning pages, they're just getting more descriptive. It just feels like a journal entry at a fast pace. Like week 1 was so different. Like just in 3 weeks, it's very different. Did I experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? I did. A couple. So one of them I'll share is I was looking for, because I'm looking for ways that I can work on my singing voice, just to get back into practicing and the habit of using my voice and improving my vocals. So I was like, oh, I need singing lessons. Like I don't know where to start. Like I want to do this from home because I don't want to spend the money on singing lessons, blah blah blah. And then I literally 5 minutes later look on Instagram and an ad for a singing course has popped up, and it's like half price. And I immediately bought it, and I've been doing it. I've been doing the little lessons 3 to 5 times this week. I did it 3 times this week, but I want to do it like 5 times a week. I do. So that was a really cool synchronicity. It just kind of showed up for me. I feel like there were other ones as well. Yeah, just times where I've been like, oh, I really want this thing, or I really need this, and then it will just show up. The opportunity to get that thing will show up multiple times this week, which has been so cool. And oh my god, the biggest one, holy shit, wait, I said I was feeling like I wanted to connect deeper with some people around me, and I felt a little bit stuck on how to do that. And then I had a difficult conversation with one of my closest friends, and it was just one of the most like emotionally honest conversations that have been had, and it just showed me like what I needed to do, and reflected back to me the areas that I can work on to kind of show up differently in my relationships with people, and how I can take from that experience with that person and spread it to the other people in my life as well, and see what happens and how my other connections with people evolve. So that happened immediately, because I was like, oh, what do I do? And then it just was like, have a real fucking conversation. Have a real, vulnerable, difficult conversation. And I did. And it turned out so well. So week 4 is recovering a sense of integrity. Okay, I look forward to that. Maybe I'll read that today, actually, after my tasks. This week may find you grappling with changing self-definition. The essays, tasks, and exercises are designed to encapsulate you into... The essays, tasks, and exercises are designed to catapult you into productive introspection and integrate you. It does feel like, I feel like I've been put in a catapult, like, seriously. Catapult you into productive introspection and integration of new self-awareness. This may be both difficult and extremely exciting for you. Warning, do not skip the tool of reading deprivation. I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay, interesting. Sounds like it's going to be kind of serious. Well, that's it. Excited for week 4.